To forge a heart pendant like this, you will need a iron bar that measures 6 by 6 millimeters and 10 centimeters long. And the first thing I'm gonna do is to make a taper. Like this. I started with approximately 1 centimeter over the edge, and then I drew out that to a taper, and I'm gonna do the same to the other side. It isn't necessary to forge it into a round cross section, but I like to do that because we are later on gonna forge on these, so they're gonna flatten out. So one more time. And I want these two tapers to be roughly the same length and size. So in order to get the heart a bit more symmetrical. And we're now gonna make some scrolls. As you noticed, when I drew out the material, I used the edge. That is because it moves the material much faster than if I would forge on the face of the anvil. So, starting to make the scroll here. And I put a bit extra time on the beginning because it gets so much easier if I get a nice scroll from the start. Gonna round that off a little bit more, just knocking the edges down. Not gonna go too far here because I need to save some material for the other scroll as well. Looks good. We'll see if these tongs that should do. And doing the same on the other side. Might have noticed that there is something missing on my head. Someone said that I would look cooler if I had some other air protection than the big orange. So I thought, I want to look cool. Jokes aside, only thing I use the ones I have is Bluetooth, and I used to listen to a lot of podcasts when I'm forging. But currently I am doing what I call a zero information intake. So I'm working in silence, so I don't need them. I can highly recommend it if you are feeling overwhelmed. Just and listen to a lot of stuff all the time. Give your head or mind some silence. It's incredible what it can do, actually. Gonna take a little bit more, but I want to keep this distance between them. I used to use my 25 millimeters. I want it here. I am now on 34, and I have this scroll a little bit bigger, so then I'm gonna forge this, and I think that will end up good when I make them equal in size. Something like that, and we'll see using my, might be a little bit too narrow. It gets it gets much harder if this distance here is too short. So I want it at least 25, and it is 25 right now. So I'm now gonna make a mark or a groove in the right in the middle between these scrolls. And that is only because when we are shaping it to a heart, we are gonna bend it on the middle, and just to make sure we get the bend easier, easier on the right place, then we make a groove, so kind of weakens the material a bit. Doesn't take much, just a little notch there. Now I'm gonna shape it into a heart. But speaking of earphones or air protection, I'm more than happy to get feedback on everything. Projects that I'm forging, or audio quality, video quality, different angles. If you have a request on a specific project or technique you would like to see, I am happy to hear. I am writing everything up in a list, so it will probably take a while because I'm looking at the list and see when I have a suitable project that will cover that topic, then I go. So I might not make it immediately. And those who have watched my previous videos might have noticed that I look a bit different this because I'm having one Anvil camera and one Forge camera. That is just to save time. Video editing takes a lot of time for me. And since the reason why I want to do this is to show forging and hopefully be able to give some tips and tricks to people, then I trying to find a balance where the video is it doesn't take too much time to make the video, but it is still a useful and valuable video. So I hope that I achieve that, and if I don't, please let me know. Okay, we are gonna focus on the heart now, and I want this point a little bit more pointy, and I always try first on the horn or on the edge here. And I'm using my ball peen, and this is working, but there is a easier way, and that is to use the hole here. And now when I hit with the ball peen right there, it will bend and turn into a nice point. You need to keep an eye on, because it's gonna forge the sides a bit differently, so if you don't pay attention it will get asymmetrical. So if that's something that you don't want, then keep an eye on it. And I'm using the ball peen side just so I want the material to move there. Could use a peen also. Something like this, and as you can see, this side is a little bit shorter, so then I'm gonna put it like this, and it evens out. So play around with that and you will notice how it works. But now I got material to shape into a point there, so I'm gonna continue on the anvil's edge. I'm almost there, but I want a little bit more. A little bit more. One more heat. Right. Let's see here. Now I will also, it looks good. Knocking down the edges. Isn't that sharp? Something like that. And now I'm gonna flatten these out so it gets a bit larger. Could probably leave it like this also, but I like when it swells out a bit more on the top. This is also a stage where you can even out any, if one scroll is larger than the other, then you can hammer more on the smaller one. Then it will. I'm forging simply just flattening it out. And I see now this left one is a bit smaller, so I'm hammering. It makes it more even. That is good. And looking that it is straight. So I am happy with this shape. And that scroll got a little bit modified or disordered while forging, but I don't think, well, I could try with a tongue. I can do that. See, I can fix it, but it isn't that bad. I like it anyway, so I'm gonna keep it. We'll see if I can go with either of these. Oh, I think it's too, a little bit. Maybe. We'll leave it like this. Oh, I'm on fire. Like that. So what I'm gonna do now is I will need something to attach the necklace cord. This is a pendant, so it's gonna be a necklace cord, and I'm gonna make a hole here and attach a ring for it. And this could of course be drilled, the hole, but I'm gonna punch might be this one as well. I had a 2mm wire that I bent into a ring, so I'm gonna punch the hole about 3mm. And I want it to hang a little bit. We shall see. There. Yeah, that will be good. Turning it around, finding the bullseye, and yeah. Now I will use this one. Almost. Oh, changing. Switch side. There we have it. Like that. And yeah, the reason I like to punch the hole is you can see that it swells out a bit here on top. If I would drill, it would be a even round like the other one. But I'm thinking that people, this heart will be around for longer than I will. So I used to think when people in the future see the heart, or just someone else who are living now, they see the heart and they noticed that the hole is punched, and then they get a bit warm inside. At least I used to do that when I'm walking on the streets and seeing some gates and notice that these are actually forged. I get warm inside, it feels good. So like this. Oh, I should have some smaller tongs, but perfect. Just like that. So I will heat it up again and brush it off, the iron scales. And then I can put it in linseed oil. And like that. Oh, I'm not gonna put it there then. And it's gonna fall on the floor. So I'm heating it up to a red heat, and then just brushing it off. That is just, it only needs to be around 300 degrees Celsius when I'm quenching it in the linseed oil, but in order to get rid of the forge scale, I need to bring it up to a higher temperature, or it gets easier then. Like that, and now it can cool off. And now I can take my linseed oil. One way to see if it is the right temperature is it shall come this white smoke. If it is too hot, it burns away immediately. What I used to do is to put the whole piece in it. Then it doesn't matter if it is too hot, as long as it's not red hot and having 4 scales on it. But then I take it up, and this is a lot of oil on it. And the trick that I use, that I came up with accidentally, is blowing with the air compressor. That is a handy way to get rid of the excess oil, because doing multiple pieces, and these are still warm, so wiping them off with a cloth, it's a bit different, but or difficult, and if it stays on for too long, it might get sticky. So yeah, that is a handy way to do. But let's see if I can't really touch it yet, but I'll show you a close-up here how it turned out. And that is how I forge these heart pendants. Hope it was helpful.